Today I wanted to talk about buyer's agent and what makes them successful when it comes to transactions. And the number one tip that I would give a buyer's agent is to continue to keep in contact with the listing agent. It is so annoying when you get a buyer's agent that just sends you an offer and never follows up, never takes the time to find out. First of all, when you find a listing that your buyer actually likes, you need to first find out what your competition's like. So what I usually do is I call the listing agent up and I ask them, do you have any written offers? So if they are an agent that is honest, he will tell you, yes, I do have a couple of offers, or no, I don't, or something to that nature. But the important thing is to see where you're at, because if there's no competition at that time, you got to figure out. And some agents are helpful, and they'll give you an idea of where you need to be in order to get that home for your buyer. So again, ask if there's any written offers yet. If there's not, ask them what they think about the offer that you're planning to submit. So I would ask, is the seller motivated to sell? Do you think if we come in at this price? And what I usually do before calling the agent is I go ahead and I run my comps. Why do you run your comps? Because you got to know where you're going to be at. You got to know if the listing is by a motivated seller or they're just trying to be ambitious and get a crazy astronomical amount for the home, because you're going to start putting your buyer in a situation that if the house doesn't appraise, you're going to look bad because you were supposed to know that it wouldn't appraise. So you need to do your homework first before even starting to contact the selling agent or the listing agent, because you would have to be able to say, well, have you spoken to your seller in regards to the property not appraising? Are they willing to drop down the price? You'll know by that time if the agent actually did his homework also, and also if they prep the seller to know that if it doesn't appraise, they need to lower the price. Some agents will tell you, oh yeah, I did and all that, but you kind of have to be a little cautious and prep your buyer that if they really like the house, they need to know that if it doesn't appraise, there's a chance they will lose their escrow funds. And that's very important. I always prep my buyers that if it doesn't appraise, we can walk away, or usually the next question that the listing agent will ask is if your buyer could come in with extra cash and if that's an appraise. So you have to prep your buyer to let them know that that's going to be the next question, the next step. The appraisals, at least here in the area where I'm at, in Riverside, San Bernardino County in California, they run around $600. So you need to tell your buyer, this is what you're risking. If they really love the house, then they have to make the decision, yes, I'm willing to take this risk and see if it does appraise. I've actually been surprised sometimes that it does appraise and we move forward. But if it doesn't, sometimes the seller is willing to drop it down, but it all depends on how much they have to bring down the price. Because if it's a $40,000 price reduction, well, of course, the buyer's not going to be willing to bring it down and you're stuck. But what I found is when things happen like that, and it hasn't happened that much to me, your buyers are attracted to your style of working because you already prepped them. You already told them this is what's going to happen. If it doesn't appraise and you have a feeling that it won't appraise, at least you'll tell them, look, this house is overpriced. And if the house hasn't been in the market for that long, there's a good chance that the seller's not going to want to lower the price, because you wouldn't either. You never know what's going to happen. But again, you need to do your homework in order for it to be more secure for your buyer. But again, you, as a buyer's agent, need to do your homework. You need to also, because there's certain steps in this. With the buyer, you need to sell them on the idea to choose you because you know what you're doing. Second sale is you need to sell that agent to work with you. It happened to me recently that the listing agent was in a hard situation, that they're already in escrow for the other house that their seller were purchasing. I came in with a solid buyer with a solid offer, but now they needed a speedy escrow. And guess what? What I did is I called the agent, told them what's going on, just wanted to follow up on our offer. She said, oh, well, there's another offer in the mix. I said, okay, well, what I could tell you is I have a solid buyer. I work my deals, so I push people so they'll do what we need to do in order to close on time. You're not going to find another agent that will be as annoying as me, because I'm a stickler. I manage my time frame. I manage everything so we close on time. There's other agents that they just open escrow and they wait and they wait and they wait, and their paperwork's not on time and stuff like that. I do abide by that time frame. So I try to make it so when I'm on the listing side, I like agents that are like that. They're on top of everything. And so that's what I tell the listing agent. Look, I'm on top of this. I will make it so it'll work for you. So what happened with this agent is they needed a quick escrow. I told them, well, no problem. My lender, and another trick, every time I submit my offers, I always tell the lender, I submitted this offer for this property, send them over the information, and then I tell them, please give the listing agent a call and reassure them that we're going to be okay. That goes so far in the eyes of the listing agent that they're seeing that you're on top of these things. They're seeing that you are very motivated to get this closed. You're very motivated to get the buyer approved. And even though maybe your offer is not the highest, because some agents, what they do is they think there's still a buyer's market, and they submit an offer saying that they want the seller to pay for closing costs, they want this, they want that. That's not the way to do it. What you need to do is have a clean offer. Don't ask for anything yet because you're not there. Get your offer approved by the listing agent. Have your lender call the listing agent and tell them, you're going to be fine. We're very reputable. We're very professional. We'll get this closed. And that guy gets way in there. So when the the listing agent presents the offers, they'll say, look, I have this offer, this offer, this offer, but I have this agent that is on top of things. He's been contacting me, following up and stuff like that. And then his lender called me and let me know that we're going to have a trouble-free transaction. So all that goes into play when they present the offers. And honestly, you'll be surprised in how much influence the listing agent has on their seller. And of course, when I'm on that situation, I guide my seller so they will have less headaches and will work with a professional agent that is going to be on top of things.